And so our objective for tonight's event is to inspire, inform, and support residents on a tight budget to be able to afford an electric vehicle. And here's the agenda for tonight. We'll start off with the benefits of driving electric vehicles, then highlight the many incentives available to make electric vehicles more affordable. We will then post our short survey where you can respond and you can receive a free consultation, and then our questions and answers session at the end. And I'd like to introduce and thank our sponsors, Peninsula Clean Energy. They are San Mateo County's official electricity provider. They provide one of the region's most generous grant programs for income qualifying individuals who live in San Mateo County or the city of Los Banos. And we will learn about their program in detail later. We also have the Bay Area Air Management District, who is supporting our GoEV program in the communities of San Jose and Pittsburgh. And last but not least, we have Electrify America, who is also supporting our electrification and educational work. So thank you to all our sponsors. Without your support, we could not make this event possible. And now let's get into learning about the benefits of switching to driving electric. So first, let's look at the type of vehicles that you must purchase in order to qualify for the incentives that we'll be talking about today. First, we have the plug-in hybrid, and this type of electric vehicle still uses gasoline, but it can switch between using gas or electricity. And for this type of vehicle, you would need to still recharge the battery with an electricity source, like a normal 120-volt outlet, a level 2 charger, or a public charger. And these cars typically have around 20 to 40 miles of electric range, and then switch to using the 300 miles in gasoline range. And then next up, we have, of course, the 100% electric car, which is powered only by an electric motor. It uses the energy stored in its rechargeable batteries, which are charged by an electric source. Again, the 120-volt outlet, the level 2 charger, or the DC fast charger, which you find in the public. And purchasing this type of electric vehicle will give you the most money from the incentives, and the plug-in hybrids give you a little bit less. And so how do you decide which type of electric vehicle is going to be right for you? 100% electric or plug-in hybrid? And you can ask yourself these two questions to figure out. Number one, do you have an outlet in your garage or parking spot that you can use to charge your electric vehicle? Or does your workplace provide electric vehicle charging? Yes or no? And then question number two is, do I drive less than 50 miles every day? And so if you answered yes to both of these questions, then 100% electric can meet your needs. And if you answered no to any of these questions, then maybe a plug-in hybrid might be better for you. And at the end of the day, it all just depends on the individual. And so what are the benefits of driving an electric vehicle? There are many reasons to make the switch to electric, so let's discuss the most compelling benefits. And the first reason is for cleaner air and healthier communities. There would be a big difference in air quality if everyone started taking cleaner methods of transportation. EVs are just healthier for people and the planet. The pollutants that come out of a car's tailpipe are very harmful to our health. In humans, pollution from cars causes many health issues, including stroke, heart disease, lung cancer, asthma, and other respiratory diseases. The pollutants that come out of a passenger car are carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, hydrocarbons, and small particles. The good news is that switching to an electric vehicle means you are no longer polluting the air. And there is also less carbon emissions tied to owning an electric vehicle than a gas car. And when you drive an electric vehicle, you are saving 7,503 pounds of carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere every year. And that is 75,000 pounds of carbon dioxide being saved from entering the atmosphere over a 10-year period. And so just imagine if everyone in the Bay Area drove an electric vehicle, we could experience clean air and blue skies on a regular and drastically reduce the air pollution and its harmful effects on human health. So benefit number 2 of driving electric is that it helps keep a more stable climate. So carbon dioxide, which is created from burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas, is one of the leading contributors to climate change. As you can see from the slide, transportation accounts for around 40% of California's carbon emissions. And here in Silicon Valley, transportation accounts for over 60% of our emissions. So this is why Actera believes that using clean transportation, such as an electric vehicle, is one of the single most important things that any person can do to fight against the climate crisis. And then the third benefit of driving electric is the cost savings and carpool access. There are 3 ways in which you will save money as an electric vehicle owner. The first is that EVs cost less to fuel up or to recharge. Electricity is only a third the price of gas. And a Consumer Reports study found that the average electric vehicle driver in California will save around $800 to $1,000 a year in fuel costs alone. And this adds up over the many years of owning an electric vehicle. The second way to save money is lower maintenance. EVs have 10 times fewer moving pieces underneath the hood, so electric vehicle drivers don't have to fix or replace the fuel injectors, the oil changes, oil filters, the spark plugs, the timing belts, water pumps, and just no more smog checks. Consumer Reports magazines recently confirmed that EV owners spend half as much on maintenance than gas car owners do over the lifetime of their cars. So a person with a gas card could spend $9,200 on their car versus a person with an EV could spend half as much, $4,600. And then the third way to save money and time is with a clean air vehicle decal that EV owners get. This sticker allows a single passenger to drive in the carpool lane during rush hour traffic. So all new battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids qualify for a clean air vehicle decal that will be valid for up to 4 years. But also, if you purchase a used electric vehicle that already had the sticker, you can extend the sticker if you fall under specific income thresholds, and you can apply for this clean vehicle decal with the DMV. And so you can also save money when crossing some Bay Area bridges with a clean air vehicle decal sticker. It'll be $3.50 instead of the typical $7. And finally, the fourth benefit of electric vehicles is that they are fun and easy to drive. Electric vehicles are fun to drive because they have very fast acceleration due to the instant torque, and some even have dual motors. They are a smooth, quiet ride with no vibration or noise produced by an engine because it doesn't have an engine. It only has an electric motor. In order to see this for yourself, you must test drive an electric vehicle in order to find out just how fun they are to drive. You can also come to one of Actera's electric vehicle expos to ask ambassadors about the experience of driving electric. And let's talk about charging. Charging at your car at home is more convenient than having to go to a gas station. Just plug in your car overnight, like how you do with your cell phone, and then you will be ready to leave the next morning. Your car will be fully charged and ready to go. Also, many workplaces, retailers, and city governments are starting to provide level 2 and DC fast charging stations for their employees and for the general public. So we have 3 different types of levels of charging. The level 1 is just with a normal 120 volt outlet. This will charge around 45 miles overnight, And it is pretty slow, but if you drive less than 40 miles a day, then you should be good to go. And then level 2 charging requires a 240-volt outlet, like the one most of our clothes dryer use. And then these are much faster at charging, around 25 miles every hour. And that's going to be around 200 miles of charging every night. So it's pretty good. And if you are installing a level 2 charger in your home, it could mean some extra cost, like hiring an electrician to install the 240-volt outlet, or they might have to upgrade your panel because you need some more amps. And it always depends on the specific situation. And then finally, we have the DC fast charging. This is the fastest type of charging that's available. It uses 240 volts and up, and it can charge 130 to 200 miles every hour. And you could use these fast chargers when traveling cross country or traveling very far. There are more and more charging stations that are being implemented everywhere in the United States, and more are coming on the way. I just wanted to highlight real quick this new PG&E charging program called EV Empower. This could help low-income homeowners with the costs associated with the installation of a level 2 charger on your property. It's open right now and accepting applications. This program could cover $500 for the purchase of the level 2 charger itself, and then up to $2,000 for the electrician cost. And this is a program that, again, requires income eligibility. So I left the chart here on the top right. As a quick reminder, I will provide everyone who registered for this event with a PDF copy of my slide deck. So if you miss anything in the presentation, you can go back to the slides and look for yourself. And so there are also some options if you live in an apartment and you still need to meet your charging needs. There are smart outlets that your apartment complex can provide to their residents, like the Plug ZIO or the Go Power EV. This allows residents to charge with a level 1 charger while still being able to track how much electricity they are consuming, and the apartment complex can charge a fee for that electricity usage. Then we also have a concierge service. Their name is Currently, and they will come to wherever you are to charge your electric vehicle. And then there is also public charging available everywhere in the Bay Area. The app that I recommend to download is PlugShare, and they can help show you the locations of all of the charging stations in your area and the costs associated with the charging. And so remember that PG&E has transitioned to time of use pricing in order to minimize the use of fossil fuel power plants. And their time of use pricing encourages people to power down from 4 to 9. And this is the time when power from solar energy declines and before the wind power ramps up in the late afternoon. So as you can see from this image, your electricity is cheaper when you charge your car overnight, in the morning, or until early afternoon. So please avoid charging between 4 to 9 to keep your bills low and to help fight climate change. And so the good news is that you can still make your next car electric with patience, resourcefulness, and the financial incentives that can substantially reduce the purchase cost. Let's dive into the many local and state incentives that will help make an electric vehicle more affordable for you. And so we'll start off by talking about new car purchases. If you are considering purchasing a new electric vehicle, these incentives are for you. So here we have the Clean Vehicle Credit, which can reduce your federal income taxes by up to $7,500 when you purchase a new electric vehicle. And you can apply for this credit to the taxes that you file the year after you purchase your EV. So if you bought an EV this year, you would apply for this credit when doing your taxes next year. Please note that you can only reduce your taxes to 0. So if the total amount of taxes you owe is less than the credit, you will not get a refund for the extra amount. And here are some of the rules for the tax credit. Your income cannot be more than 150,000 for a single tax filer. And if you file joints, if you're a joint filer for taxes, you must make less than 300,000. And then the electric vehicle must have final assembly in North America. And the cost of the electric vehicle cannot be more than 55,000 if it's classified as a car sedan, and it cannot be more than 80,000 if it's classified as a SUV, a van, or a truck. Some additional criteria is that 40% or more of the battery's minerals must be mined or processed in the United States or a country that has a free trade agreement with the US. And the other requirement is that 50% or more of the battery's components must be manufactured or assembled in the US or countries that have a free trade agreement with the US. And these two requirements will be worth $3,750 each. So if your electric vehicle only meets one of these requirements, you can still get a credit. And we'll send you a follow-up email with the website link where you can find the list of EVs that fall under these guidelines. I just wanted to highlight real quick the best electric vehicles to purchase with the tax credit. And so here we have the full list of those that qualify for the full tax credit, $7,500. We have the Lincoln Aviator Grand Touring, the 2022 or 2023 Tesla Model 3, as well as the Tesla Model Y. We have the Volkswagen ID4, the Cadillac Lyriq, the Chevrolet Bolt and EUV, and then the 2024 Chevrolet Silverado that's coming out next year, the 2024 Chevrolet Blazer that's also coming out next year, as well as the Chevrolet Equinox. So these vehicles qualify for the full tax credit. Some good news regarding the clean vehicle tax credit is that starting on January 1st, 2024, the tax credit will be available at the point of sale as a discount. This means that we will no longer have to wait until the year after when we do our taxes to receive this credit, and we can receive it at the time that you purchase your car from the dealership. Very good news. And then moving on to the Clean Vehicle Rebate Project. If you already bought an electric vehicle this year or are planning on buying one soon, this rebate will be for you. And although this rebate is running out of funds right now and they have a standby list, I still recommend that you submit an application just in case they still have funds for your application. Just keep in mind that it will not be guaranteed that you receive a rebate. So this rebate is if you purchase or lease a new electric vehicle, then you can get a rebate from the state of California. It's $1,000 for plug-in hybrid and $2,000 for battery electric. And for this rebate, you just need to complete a form online after you purchase your electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid, and they will send you a rebate check in the mail. And for people who are income qualifying, and here's a chart to see if you fall under this income table, there will be an additional rebate for those who are low-income consumers. Individuals who earn less than the income levels on this chart receive an additional $5,500, making it a total of $7,500. And again, just submit your application after you purchase your electric vehicle, and you are required to submit proof of your income to see that you qualify. And again, this program will be closing soon because they are running out of funds. And so how much does an electric vehicle actually cost? The newer and larger electric vehicles that are coming to the market are costing of an average between $40,000 to $50,000 before the incentives. But there are also many models that cost under $40,000 before the incentives, and they will cost a lot less when you apply those incentives. So let's take the 2023 Chevy Bolt as an example. This is a great car. It has a 259-mile range and only costs $26,500 when you buy it brand new. And when we include the incentives like the clean vehicle tax credit and the California state rebate, it's discounting a total of $15,000 from the price. So what you will pay, what you're expecting to pay is around $11,500. And these rebates also do apply for a lease if you purchase, if you lease the vehicle. And so even if you waited until next year to purchase an electric vehicle and the California rebate is no longer available, you are still going to be able to save the $7,500. And so the price after the rebates will be $19,000. And that's still pretty cheap for a brand new electric vehicle. So now let's talk about the incentives available for those that are looking to buy a used electric vehicle. So the same thing with a clean vehicle tax credit. Buyers will be able to claim up to a $4,000 tax credit for purchasing a used electric vehicle. The car must be at least 2 model years old, and the sales price cannot be above $25,000. And some of the income limitations is that for a single tax filer, you cannot earn more than $75,000 a year. And for those joint filers, cannot earn more than $150,000 a year. And finally, again, starting in 2024, the buyer will be able to transfer the credit to the dealership, where the buyer will be able to receive this credit at the point of sale at the dealership. And this is for new and used again. Next program we have is the PG&E used EV rebate. This will give a $1,000 rebate to everyone who purchases a used electric vehicle. You just must be a PG&E electricity customer. And then also, if you income qualify, you can get an additional rebate of $4,000. And this rebate is fairly new from PG&E, and they're looking to help people who want to buy a less expensive electric vehicle when it's used. And now I'd like to talk about Peninsula Clean Energy's program. They are also one of our sponsors tonight, so I want to highlight their program. If you guys don't know, Peninsula Clean Energy is a public agency. They provide clean energy at lower rates, and it's an automatic benefit for living in San Mateo County or the city of Los Banos. And so they provide clean energy on your behalf from clean sources such as solar arrays, wind turbines, and this energy is delivered to you by PG&E through their poles and the power wires. They also help residents of San Mateo County and the city of Los Banos unlock additional benefits and savings through the rebate that they provide. So if you live in San Mateo County or the city of Los Banos and you income qualify under this table, for a single person, you must earn less than $54,360. And for a family size of 4, you guys must earn less than $111,000 to be able to qualify for this rebate. And so if you are eligible for this rebate, you can receive up to $4,000 towards the cost of a used electric vehicle. And this is a great rebate program that is offered by Peninsula Clean Energy to their customers. So please take advantage if you live in their service territory. For those who want to buy a plug-in hybrid and you income qualify, you can also get $3,700 off of the price. And then for those that don't income qualify, you can still receive a rebate of $1,000 if you purchase a used electric vehicle, and $700 if you wanted to purchase a used plug-in hybrid. And so now let's move on to grant programs for Bay Area and California residents who meet certain income qualifications. So one of these special grants is the Clean Cars for All program. This program requires that you have a 2005 car that you are willing to trade in for a new or used electric vehicle. So you also need to fall into income guidelines that are going to be on the next slide, but you must also live in a disadvantaged community. So if you have a 2005 car that you would like to trade in for a new or a used electric vehicle, please please take a look at the link that we posted in the chat and see if you live in one of these eligible zip codes. So here is the income threshold for this program. For a single person, you must earn less than 54,360, and for a family size of 4, you must earn less than 111,000 a year. And so if your household income qualifies and you live in one of the eligible zip codes, the amount of household income that you have per year will determine the amount of money that you will receive from the program. The lowest that you can get for trading in your old car is 5,500, and the most would be 9,500. Some good news about the Clean Cars for All program is that they are working on launching a new program in 2024 with this new program, including all of those that don't have an old car to trade in. And for those that don't live in the eligible zip codes, it will be open to everyone in the Bay Area. So stay tuned for more information on their program expansion. And so now let's look at another example of how much you can save by combining some of the grants that we talked about. So here we have the 2019 Chevy Bolt. This is a used car with, and it'll cost around $17,000. Again, it has a range of 238 miles. And so when you combine the Peninsula Clean Energy rebate with the Clean Cars for All grant and the PG&E used EV rebate, when you can combine all three, you'll get a discount of $13,500. And so you could get the 2019 Chevrolet Bolt for less than $4,000. And this is not including the federal tax credit that you could also receive. So there is potentially more money to be saved here as well. And just remember that you have to trade in an older car and live in San Mateo County or Los Banos to qualify for some of these incentives here in the example. And also a part of the Clean Cars for All program is being able to trade in your old car for an e-bike if you wanted to. Qualifying Bay Area residents can also retire their car for the $7,500 grant to purchase an electric bicycle. And an e-bike is just a bicycle with a battery and an electric motor that make it easier to go longer distances and to carry heavier loads and to be able to climb those steep hills. And so the Clean Cars for All program can give you $7,500 towards the purchase of an e-bike, and they will also provide a Clipper card. And then Contra Costa County residents can also sign up for a small rebate of $150 to $500 towards that purchase of an e-bike as well. And so last but not least is the MCE EV rebate. This is for residents living in the Marine Clean Energy Service Territory. Even if your bill comes from PG&E, you still could be a MCE customer. And so look to see if you live in one of these North and East Bay cities. You may qualify for their electric vehicle grant. So we have people who live in Contra Costa County, Marin County, Napa County, and Solano County. And so this program is for individuals who income qualify. Here are the income guidelines again. For a single person, you must earn less than $58,320. For a family size of 4, you must earn less than $120,000 a year. And so if you do qualify for this program, you could receive $3,500 towards the cost of a new electric vehicle. And then they also have a rebate for those who want to buy used electric vehicles, where you can get $2,000 back. And so these are all the incentives that are available at the moment, and they're always changing every month, every week. And so here's a little bit of the timeline where you should be expecting on when you should apply. Number one is before you buy, apply to those income-based grants that will take approximately 3 months for them to process your application. Sometimes it's only a couple weeks, could be fast. So before you buy is like the Peninsula Clean Energy Grant and the Marine Clean Energy Grant as well. Number two is after you purchase your electric vehicle, apply for the program like the California State Rebate or the carpool sticker. And then number three is the next year from when you buy your electric vehicle, is claim your clean vehicle credit for purchasing an electric vehicle, unless you purchase it next year, where you can receive that credit at the dealership. And so one of the next steps that you can take is to request one of our free one-on-one consultations, where we can help you find which rebate programs you specifically qualify for. We can create a personalized action plan for the steps you need to take in order to receive your incentives. And you'll be able to request a consultation on our website or when you complete our post survey at the end of this event. And so here is an example of someone who we helped get an electric vehicle, Henrietta Burrows, and she said, "I have found out for myself what a life-changing experience an electric vehicle can be." So this concludes our presentation.